This lesson is on writing and solving function rules, linear and nonlinear. So the first, we're going to start by writing. Some helpful hints are here at the top. That should say draw a picture. You should create a table, write out the important information, and use cubes. So number 1, y is 8 less than the product of 3 and x. Well, here's our first thing. Is means equals. There's a number. Less is subtracting, but than means to switch. Product is multiply. 3x. So start at the beginning. Y equals 8 less than what? I need first to put the product of 3 and x, and then it's 8 less than that, so minus 8. 2, price of pizzas, 6 is, that's our equal sign, $6.49 plus 95 cents for each, meaning multiply, topping, or T, on the pizza. So let's start out. Price of pizza, I'd call that P, is or equals $6.95 plus the 95 cents each topping. If I'm going to try to keep it in slope-intercept form, I got to have that per topping or each topping first. So 95 cents x times each topping, x being the toppings, or T, we call it T for topping, sorry, plus the $6.95 base cost, or with no toppings. 3, a worker's earnings, E, are a function of the number of hours, N, worked at a rate of $8.75 per hour. Well, E is our first thing right here, and it's a function of, that's our equals words. Function of is, this is used like the Y typically is. Number of hours worked, N, at a rate of $8.75 per, meaning multiply, hour. And hour, we said, is N. So it should be $8.75 N times however many hours they work. That's how much earnings, that's how much money they'll make. All right, so let's write and evaluate. A kennel charges $15 a day to board dogs. Upon the arrival, each dog must receive a flea bath that costs $12. That's going to be a base thing, no exception. Write a rule for the function for the cost of N days for boarding a bath. How much does it cost for a 10-day stay? Okay, so we have this 15 per day times however many days, and we're calling N days as the variable, so N. And then they also have to have a $12 flea bath. So let's see. The cost is going to be the $15 per day, 15N, plus the $12 bath. And now I want to know, well, what if they're staying for 10 days? What if N is 10? Plug in 10. C is 150. Plus 12, the cost is 162. So 10-day stay costs $162. 2, helicopter hovers 40 feet above the ground. Helicopter climbs, that's increasing, at a rate of 21 feet per second. Write the rule to represent the height, or h, above the ground as a function of t, time. So the height is what I want to know based on the t, or the time. And then I'll solve for after 45 seconds. So it's its rate of 21 feet per second. Well, we have 21 times however many t, or seconds, but I already started above ground at about 40 feet. That's my constant. And now it tells me, okay, we'll check out after if t is 45 seconds. What is the height then? You're just substituting in for that t, for that time. H is 945 plus 40, H 985. So the helicopter is 985 feet after 45 seconds. 3. A team of divers assembles at an elevation of negative 10 feet relative to the surface of the water. When the team dives, there's our rate again of negative 50 feet per minute. Write a rule for the depth after t, of time t, and then determine after 5 minutes. Okay, so my depth is what I'm looking at. I got to find what that rate is. That's negative 50 feet per minute. We're calling that minutes t for time. Negative 50 t. And they already started at negative 10 feet down. That's the constant, or the initial value. And I want to know if t is 5, plug that in. Negative 50 times 5 minus 10. What is their depth going to be? Negative 250 minus 10 more. The depth is negative 260. So the depth of negative 260 feet after 5 minutes. Those are all linear. It's got a y equals an mx and a plus b, or minus b. So let's look if it's nonlinear. This is very important to know. Write a function for the rule of the area of the triangles with a base of 4 centimeters greater than 5 times the height. 5 times the height. What's the area of a triangle when its height is 6 centimeters? Okay, so first we need to know the area of a triangle. The formula is 1/2 base times height. Okay, but my scenario says the base is 4 centimeters greater than 5 times the height. So that means the base, what's going in for the base, is that 5h, 5 times the height, plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to need to know that part of the information. And then I'm going to multiply it by the height. The height is 6 centimeters. And then I solve for the area. So, A equals 1/2. The base is 5h plus 4, also times the height of 6. So, we're going to distribute this 1/2. Oh, and this actually height, we should plug it in. It's 6. Just forgot that there, so we're not distributing. Let's simplify on the inside of the parentheses. 1/2. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 4 is 34. Okay. And then we have 1/2 times 34 is 17, and 17 times 6 is 102 centimeters squared. And then the second one's very similar. We're looking at the volume of a cylinder, a height. It's telling me what the height is 2 inches more than 4 times the radius. So 4 plus 2. Okay, so now that's good. What's the volume of the cylinder if the radius is 3 inches? Well, first we need to recall the formula. Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height, and let's plug in what we know. .14 times the radius squared. We said the radius is 3. 3 squared times 4 times r. Well, r is 3, and then plus 2. Lots of things going on here. 3.14 times 9 times, we have 12 plus 2 more is 14, and multiply it all together. 395 and 64 cubic inches. Because this is volume, so three-dimensional. This would be a cubic function, and this would be a quadratic function, because our units ended up being squared versus cubed.